Good morning, students. Today we are going to see about DHCP, that is chapter 8. I think you know the abbreviation for DHCP, that is Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. In this chapter, we are going to see about how this DHCP version 4 is operating. That is, while considering this DHCP, we need to study about two categories, that is DHCP version 4 and DHCP version 6, because IP addresses are under these two categories only, that is version 4 and version 6. You know the reason for moving from IP version 4 to version 6, because the address space which is available in IP version 4 is not adequate to satisfy the real world requirement, right? Because nowadays we are using lot of devices. Each and every device is in need of an IP address, so the address space which is available in IP version 4 is not adequate, so that we are moving to IP version 6. So because of that categories, we need to study about both the types, that is DHCP version 4 as well as DHCP version 6. In those two categories, we are going to study about how this is working, that is how DHCP version 4 is operating in small network as well as in medium network, and how a router, that is Cisco routers, can be configured to work like DHCP version 4 server as well as version 6 server, right? And we are going to study about how a router can be configured as a DHCP version 4 client also. So after doing all these configurations, we must know how to troubleshoot if there is any problem after the configurations, right? If there is any problem, we must be in the position to solve those problems also. So in this chapter we are going to study about how it is going to be troubleshooted. So we will start now. Like as I already said, DHCP version 4 is used to assign IP version 4 addresses, and it is very useful for the administrator, because it is reducing the time of configuration. And because if you are not using DHCP protocol, the administrator have to assign the IP addresses to all the devices manually. That is a time consuming process, so it is reducing the time, so it's saving the time because of introducing this DHCP. And at the same time, DHCP protocol is also used for providing the leases, like if a particular IP address is assigned to a device, it will be valid for the particular period of time. That is what called as lease here. So from the pool of addresses, a particular address is assigned for a particular period of time to a device. So this is what done in DHCP environment, right? And here see this diagram. In this diagram, see, we are having one DHCP server and DHCP client. So DHCP client is requesting to the server, like, I need the service of your DHCP server for IP addressing and other information. And the server is going to provide the response by providing a IP address to that device, right? That is what the scenario which is present in the DHCP environment, right? So if you are using DHCP, then this is what the thing that is going to be happened. And suppose if the DHCP client, that is a device, is requesting an IP address, right? So if it is a first time, it will request an IP address and get that address from the server. And as we said, there is a lease period. So after the lease period, that is, if the lease period is expired, it has to request an address again, right, to the server. So even though the same address can be assigned from the server to the DHCP client, it need to renew that address by giving the request again, right? By renewal request, right? That is a DHCP renewal request has to be given by the client to the server. So that should be done by the devices periodically. Okay, now we'll see the operation behind this DHC, that is as a IP address assignment. See here in this diagram, it is describing how a request and